Welcome back to Houston Life. The Houston Texans have their first preseason game this Saturday, and today they're inspiring young students to dream big on and off the field.
Yeah, they're hosting a special career day with students from Aldine ISD and Big Brothers and Big Sisters. So the event features local legends who have built successful careers in music, in sports, and much more. Lauren Kelly is taking us inside.
Well, today is a very special day if you are a Houston Texan fan, if you are a local Houston music legend, fan, businessman. We got all of our friends here today. Andy, Kalu, I'm going to start with you. You guys did a special career day with the Texans, and I love that we are inspiring youth just by kind of giving out your story and talking about experiences. That's what it's really all about.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's about. You know, as we get older, as we have different experiences, if we're not sharing them with the youth to help this community, why are we doing it? So just for the Texans to put this on, for Trill Burgers to put this on, I think I got more out of it than the kids. It was just cool feeding off their energy and being able to tell our story.
You guys are talking, and I'm here listening and learning too.
And look, we learned from them, and I learned from Bun, I learned from Tim, learned from you. Didn't know how great of a moderator you are. So, you know, I learned something today, but no, it was just overall just a great event.
Amazing. Tim Jamison, Houston Texans alum. I mean, how great is it, though, to look in the eyes of these young students here who look up to you, who look up to Bun and to ND, and to have them just kind of take in every piece of advice that you're giving them?
Well, it's like, it's giving back, you know. I feel, you know, it pulls on my heartstrings to know that I'm making an impact on these children's future and things like that. So whatever was said on this panel, I think it was inspirational. I think we set their career path on the right straight and narrow, and you can't get nothing for that.
You can't buy this anywhere. Okay, just so you guys know, we were chatting with students from Aldine ISD, Big Brothers, Big Sisters. We've got seniors in the house, and we didn't think, Bun, that we'd be explaining to them what a phone book is.
Yeah, it was a crazy day. You know, we have these conversations, and we're talking from, quite frankly, a 20th century standpoint, right? And Indy was making a point about certain things, and he brought up the idea of the phone book. And the kids I could see kind of some blank stares at kids, and I had to make a note like, Indy, I don't think these kids know what a phone book is. And we're so detached from the modern experience sometimes, and we're kind of caught up in our own memories that we assume that our childhood is everybody's childhood. But there are lessons that we learned that are still relatable and transferable to this generation. You know, the commitment to hard work, not being afraid to learn, not being afraid to, you know, challenge yourself, push yourself, being committed to things, being locked in. Like, I think these lessons are universal no matter where you come from and what time period you live in. And I'm glad that the lessons that we learned collectively and individually, we can still pass those things on, and they still resonate with youth today.
Yeah. And Tim, there was a big point being made. It's really about stepping out of your comfort zone. I love that Bun and ND and you kind of were telling people, if it makes you feel uncomfortable, do it. Step out of that comfort zone. That's how you make networking and connections that take you further in life and your career.
Yes, networking is one of the major deals of this era. You know, relationships, who you are, says a lot about you, you know. And so I always try to make as many relationships as possible. Anytime I'm speaking and anytime I'm out in public, just networking, because you never know who knows who. You know, you need to be successful. Yeah,
we just need to open up Bun's cell phone that he knows everybody. Indy, I want to talk about, though, you know, it's all about once you moved out of the NFL, we were chatting about just kind of having a plan and inspiring young students today to have a backup plan, to have something else that they love just as much as something number one, right? So that they have something to fall back on later in life.
Yeah, no matter what your initial path is, you want to find out what you're passionate about because, and Bun brought up this point, you know, it's not just about the money. You know, you want to wake up with a purpose. And for me, when I was done with the NFL after 12 years, luckily enough, I didn't need money to survive, but I had to wake up and get up out the house, and just having that passion on the real estate side, doing what I did with the radio show, it gave me purpose every morning. So, you know, when we're talking to kids in our community, we get so focused on money because money does make the world go around, but we also want to be passionate and enjoy what we're doing, and I hope they got that message across from us.
Yeah, I heard them chatting about how much this meant to them because you guys are so great. Thank you for sharing your stories. And Indy, you used to work with Tessa in the radio building.
Yes, you know, I was a fan of Tessa. I would see her doing her thing down the hall at the radio station, and now in my office, we have the TV on in our offices, and we have Houston Life on, you know, and we see Tessa Melissa, and it's just pretty cool to see her growth to come in working on the Rod Ryan show to being what I call the Oprah of Houston. So she's blowing up, and it's fun to watch.
Well, Indy, thank you so much for sharing your experiences, and best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Tim and Bun, we wish you the best of luck as well. We know that we can see you all throughout the city and just enjoy Trill Burgers all the time. Thank you for sharing your experiences.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
All right. You have a great day, Bun.
You too. Let's go get some food.
Let's go get some food. Yeah. Derek and Tessa, back to you guys in the studio.
Derek, high praise from someone who I respect, know, and love so much. I mean, Andy, beast on the field, and just the pro is pro ever, all the way around.
That is incredible. You're a fan, he's a fan, and I also think it's great to have that opportunity for these young people to learn from the best. Invaluable.
And what he said, you can have all the money in the world, but you got to have your purpose, right? You got to have a reason to wake up and do what you do and love what you do.
Yeah, perfectly said. Okay, Lauren, we'll see you in just a bit.
Well, from major football players here in town, living legends, to musicians and businessmen, when it comes to the youth of Houston, there is nothing more inspiring than hearing from some of these icons from their own mouths. And Indy Kalu, you played with the Texans for a long time, and I know we were here today to inspire the youth and kind of take them on a path that would maybe help them further their careers. What all did we get to discuss today?
Everything from networking to the importance of learning, and one of the big things that I felt like they heard from us, just what it means to get out of that comfort zone and shake hands with people that you typically aren't around on a day-to-day. But there's just so much that we tried to put out there. But I felt like it was a great event. And what I really enjoyed, because we've done this many times, the kids were locked in. As we were talking, you were just looking, and you see their eyes on you. They're sitting up, and you can tell that they were really trying to feed off what we're giving them.
And that's really what it's all about, right? You look in their face, you see that inspired moment, and that's why you do what you do.
It just lets you know, whoever their leadership is, and I think they're to the right of you, they did a good job preparing them, and they were just so respectful. And I think, if it wasn't up for if it wasn't up to the Texans to stop it when we did, Bun and myself and Tim, we would be up here for 3 more hours talking and interacting with the kids because they were a joy to be around.
Special thanks to the Houston Texans, Trill Burger, of course, Bun B's out here, Tim Jamison as well. Autumn, on behalf of Aldine ISD, you guys were some of the students that were listening. Could you tell that they were locked in, just as Indy was saying?
Absolutely. The students really leaned into kind of the stories that were shared. I think one thing that was great for them to actually see was they were able to see themselves, right, in the panelists today, because we don't always see these very positive stories. We were able to see opportunities where each of our panelists pivoted and they started out one path and they transitioned to another path, but we still see a story of success. And ultimately, if students can see not only individuals that look like them, but they can also see where they can be successful in areas that are traditional or non-traditional, it gives those students more motivation to continue as they're searching for what is next for them after high school.
I mean, how many times did you guys ask yourself, what do I want to do when I grow up? I don't know. You knew. But Autumn, it's crazy to see. This is something that students cannot learn through a textbook or in a classroom setting. So this was really great, I'm sure, for them to get this experience, almost like a hands-on training.
Absolutely, because that's the thing, right? You can read all you can, but it's not until you experience it that you really have a different level of investment. And so we're definitely hopeful and optimistic that students will use this as their springboard to really explore and lean into areas that they're passionate about. They have the additional kind of motivation and tenacity to keep with, right, things that may be interesting to them, but maybe they're slacking a little bit in, but they're like, you know what, I'm going to get on it and really invest time, right, to really make that dream happen.
Yeah, maybe they have a path in their head of what they want to do, but it's also okay to switch that path up. Yeah. Brian, I'm going to come over here and talk to you. Big brothers, big sisters. We love when you guys are involved. And I mean, just like we spoke with Autumn and Indy about this, your students here, I know that they feel inspired when they're listening to these professionals and legends talk about how they got to where they are.
Yes, they definitely. We're in the mentorship business, and this right here just was a demonstration of the power of mentorship. Because these kids are never going to forget this, and really the best part about it was at the end when They were supposed to be going to get burgers. They were eager to come and talk to their panelists, and they had really good questions. And so when we do things like this and have partnerships like this with the Houston Texans, this really reminds us what it's all about, because everyone needs a mentor, and mentorship is a transformative component of our society. And in events like this, really demonstrate that.
Yeah, and you guys are celebrating 75 years, so congratulations.
Yes, thank you so much. 75 years, and you know, that's a long time. But you know, really, we want to celebrate the 75 years, but we're really excited about the future. We're really excited about the next 75, and it's partnerships like this that are going to make that next 75 even stronger.
Absolutely. I mean, I know that we all three took away some stuff. Thank you again, ND, for sharing your experiences. Autumn for representing Aldine ISD, and of course Brian with Big Brothers Big Sisters, and the Houston Texans and Trill Burgers for inviting us to their very special career day. If only they had something like this when I was in high school, you know?
Exactly. Yes.
More information at HoustonLife.tv.
Lauren took the words right out of my mouth. If only that existed when we had been in school.
I know. Well, I mean, no one to learn better from than Lauren Kelly and all of those greats over there that we know, love, and respect. So shout out to the Texans, who are about to get busy this NFL season. We're very excited.
Someone's excited.
Yes.
We all are.
Yes. And you know what? I'm excited about this when we come back.